Imagine opening your eyes to a world you never chose. No signature, no consent, just thrown into chaos, naked, fragile, screaming. You didn't ask for this. You didn't ask for the pain, the hunger, the endless noise of existence. But here you are, alive, without permission. Before you even learned to speak, the world had already written your story. A name was stamped onto you, a religion assigned, a nationality chosen, a family, a set of rules, a destiny you never agreed to. You were born into someone else's expectations, not your own. And that's the first cruel truth about life. You didn't choose to live, but you're forced to justify your existence every single day. You wake up, go to school, get grades, get judged, get told to be someone, but no one ever asks if you even want to be. The system doesn't care about your consent, it only cares that you perform. You are a product of biology, of society, of survival. You were created not for yourself, but to continue a cycle you never started. Your birth wasn't a miracle, it was a transaction. Your body, your mind, your soul, all collateral in a game you never agreed to play. And while you try to understand why you're here, the world tells you to smile, to be grateful, to be productive, to be useful, because that's what existence demands. Not understanding, not peace, but usefulness. The second cruel truth is this: the world doesn't care. Cry, pray, scream, the sun will still rise, the clock will still tick, the universe won't pause for your pain. You could vanish tonight, and by morning the world would move on like nothing happened. People would scroll past your memory, whisper your name for a week, maybe a month, and then silence. Your existence reduced to a few photos, a few messages, a fading echo in someone's phone gallery. You matter only as long as you're useful or entertaining to someone. Once you stop giving, the world forgets you. You are not a soul, you are a service. And the moment your value ends, so does your relevance. But they tell you not to think like that. They tell you to find purpose, as if purpose isn't just another leash. School told you to study. Society told you to work. Religion told you to worship. Governments told you to obey. And you did, because you thought that's what purpose meant. But purpose is the prettiest lie ever sold. It keeps you chasing, working, producing, all while others profit from your belief in it. Purpose is not freedom, it's control. You were never meant to be fulfilled. You were meant to be productive. That's the third truth, hidden beneath every motivational speech, every dream, every follow your passion lie. And while you chase this illusion, time steals everything you love. Parents, friends, lovers, all of them, gone, one by one. The faces that made you smile today will one day exist only in memory. And even those memories fade, slowly, painfully, until you can't recall their voices anymore. Every bond ends in separation. That's not drama, that's physics. Entropy doesn't care about emotions. The universe dissolves everything eventually. Your relationships, your dreams, your body, everything you love is temporary. Every forever is a lie. You think happiness will make it worth it, but even happiness is just a chemical illusion, a trick your brain plays to keep you alive. Dopamine fires, serotonin spikes, that's it. Love, joy, ambition, just electrical impulses pretending to be meaning. You don't control your emotions, your brain does. It rewards you like a dog, giving you brief highs for survival, not fulfillment. You are not living life, you are reacting to chemistry. And while you chase that next high, that next moment of peace, you forget. No one around you truly knows what they're doing either. Everyone's pretending. Teachers, parents, leaders, all acting confident because doubt terrifies them. Everyone's lost. Some just hide it better. The entire world is a performance with no script, and you were thrown on stage without lines. You improvise, you stumble, you try to make sense of chaos that was never meant to make sense, and yet you're told to smile for the audience, to keep going, to believe in yourself. But believe in what? In the illusion, in the system, and a future that erases you anyway. Because here's the fourth truth, your legacy doesn't matter. You think your name will echo after you're gone, you can't even name your great-great-grandparents. You'll be forgotten too, sooner than you think. Every legacy turns to dust. Every achievement fades. Time devours everything, gently, quietly, mercilessly. You build, you strive, you dream, but in the end, it all returns to silence. And maybe that's what meaning really is, a decoration on the void. We invent purpose, love, art, and belief because the alternative, that there is none, is too unbearable. So we paint the emptiness. We light candles in the dark. We pretend that the flicker means something. But deep down, we know life is meaningless, and that's the hardest truth of all. Every breath you take is temporary, every feeling fleeting, every purpose manufactured. The only constant is death, the inevitable end. No matter who you are, no matter what you achieve, it comes for you. Death doesn't care for dreams. It doesn't care for legacy. It erases, quietly, completely. And yet, we keep going. Even when we know it's all meaningless, something in us refuses to stop. Maybe it's instinct, maybe it's insanity. Maybe it's the last spark of rebellion in a meaningless universe. We crave meaning, even when we know there's none. That's what makes us tragic. That's what makes us human. There comes a point when silence becomes louder than words, when the noise of the world fades and you finally hear it, that faint, hollow echo inside your chest asking, why am I still here? You've chased goals, you've played roles, you've done everything they said would make you feel complete, and yet when the world finally goes quiet, when there's no screen glowing, no friend talking, no music playing, it hits you, you don't feel alive, you just feel awake. Existing and living are not the same thing. Existing is breathing without purpose. Living is believing that your breath matters. But belief is fragile. It cracks the moment you question it. And when it breaks, you see the truth behind every promise the world made. There's nothing solid underneath. They told you success will give you peace, but success only changes your problems, never removes them. They told you love will heal you, but love is just two lonely people trying to distract each other from the void. They told you time will make it better, but time doesn't heal, it erases. Every meaning you cling to is man-made, designed to keep you moving, not understanding. Society built the illusion of purpose because a meaningless world would collapse overnight. You are told to believe because belief keeps the system alive. If people stopped pretending, if they all saw through the illusion at once, civilization would crumble under its own emptiness. You are not free. You are programmed. Your dreams are not yours. They are recycled from the advertisements, from your parents' fears, from a society terrified of stillness, because stillness is dangerous. Stillness makes you see the truth, and the truth is, nothing matters. You spend your whole life running away from that sentence. Every action, every desire, every achievement is a disguise for that one unbearable thought, I don't know why I exist. You study to matter, you love to matter, you post, you build, you achieve to matter, and that no matter how loud you scream your name into the world, the universe remains silent. Because the universe doesn't care about you. It doesn't even know what that means. Your name, your story, your identity. They only exist in the minds of a few fragile humans who are themselves temporary. Once they're gone, so is you. You are not a person in the eyes of the cosmos. You are a flicker of chemical reactions that will soon dissolve into dust. That's the cruelty of existence. It gives you consciousness just to make you watch yourself decay. You are aware enough to dream, but powerless to escape reality. You are alive long enough to love, but not long enough to keep it. You are conscious enough to ask why, but the universe will never answer. And yet, somehow, you keep going. You go to work, you make plans, you pretend, because pretending is survival. Humans can't live without lies. They need them like oxygen. Without illusion, there's madness. You can't look at the abyss for too long. It looks back and it eats you. So you turn away. You scroll, you drink, you talk, you joke, you do anything to fill the silence, because the silence is the truth, and the truth is unbearable. You start to realize that maybe hell isn't fire. Maybe hell is repetition, waking up every day doing the same meaningless routine, watching yourself age slowly while pretending you're moving towards something, but deep down you know there's no destination, just motion, just time, just decay. And time, the silent thief, never stops. It steals without warning. It takes your youth, your people, your dreams, one by one, quietly like waves erasing footprints on sand. You think you have time, you don't. Every moment you waste, you trade a piece of your life you'll never get back. But here's the paradox. You don't even know what to use your time for. You're trapped between meaning and meaninglessness, too aware to be ignorant, too alive to stop breathing. So you keep chasing distractions. You chase pleasure, pain, chaos, anything that reminds you you're still here. Because feeling nothing is worse than feeling hurt. You start to understand why people destroy themselves, not because they hate life, but because they're tired of pretending they understand it. You laugh, but it's hollow. You love, but it's fragile. You hope, but you don't believe. And that's where the darkest realization hits. Maybe the meaning of life is that there is none. And maybe that's the only freedom you'll ever have. Because if life truly has no meaning, then you can stop searching. You can stop performing. You can stop apologizing for being lost. If nothing matters, then everything is equal. Your success, your failure, your pride, your guilt, all dissolve under the same truth. And in that emptiness, strangely, there's peace. Freedom isn't found in answers. It's found in acceptance, in the quiet surrender that nothing is supposed to make sense. Because maybe the purpose of life is not to find meaning, but to live beautifully despite the lack of it. To look at the void and smile anyway. To know everything will fade and still choose to care. Maybe courage is not fighting for meaning, but existing without one. To wake up each day knowing everything you love will die, knowing your story will be erased, and still saying, "I'll live anyway." That's what separates the broken from the truly awake. They don't need promises. They don't need illusions. They know life is meaningless, and they live honestly inside that truth. And maybe that's what it means to be truly human, not to conquer the void, but to carry it and still find beauty in the cracks. To create art, to love, to speak, to breathe, not because it lasts, but because it happens. Because even if nothing matters forever, it still matters now. And maybe now is all we ever really had. You grow up believing life is supposed to make sense, that there's a plan, a path, that if you do what you're told, everything will somehow work out. So you follow the map others hand you. Study hard, behave, respect elders, get good grades. Go to college, find a job, keep your head down, don't ask questions, don't dream too loud. And one day, they say, you'll be happy. But it doesn't happen like that. You do everything right and still end up lost. You get older, not wiser. You grow tired, not free. You start realizing happiness isn't waiting at the end of the road. It was something you had to make along the way, but no one told you how. You wake up one day and realize this is it. This is life. Alarms, bills, work, noise. The same loop on repeat until the days blur together. You wake up, scroll your phone, rush to work, pretend to care, get through the day, come home, collapse, repeat. You eat food you barely taste, talk to people who don't really listen, and laugh just enough to seem okay. Then you do it again tomorrow. You call it living, but deep down, you know it's just surviving. They tell you, work hard and one day you'll rest. But when? You work 9 to 5, 6 days a week for what? To pay rent for a place you're too tired to enjoy? To buy clothes to impress people who don't notice you? To own a car you barely drive because traffic kills the joy anyway? To spend weekends trying to recover from the week? You keep chasing a future that never arrives. Every time you reach the goal, it shifts a little further. You think a new phone will make you happy. It doesn't. You think more money will bring peace. It doesn't. You think love will save you. It won't. You buy a house, fill it with things, furniture, TVs, devices, but they only fill space, not the emptiness inside you. You post pictures online so people think you're doing great, but when the notifications stop, the silence returns. You tell yourself it's all for stability, but stability feels like slow suffocation. You call it progress, but it feels like losing parts of yourself. Piece by piece, you fade into your routine until you're a stranger in your own body. And maybe that's the cruelest part. You stop noticing. You stop questioning. You stop dreaming. You just go on. You convince yourself this is what adulthood is. Exhaustion disguised as purpose. You laugh at memes about being tired all the time, not realizing that's not normal. You say, "I'm fine," when you're breaking. You say, "It's okay," when it's not. You smile through burnout because everyone else is pretending too. Some days you wonder what it's all for. All this effort, all the struggle, just to keep a roof over your head and food on your plate. You start to realize most people don't live for dreams, they live for deadlines. They live for survival, not fulfillment. And no one warns you how heavy that truth feels when it hits. You spend your youth trying to become someone, and your adulthood trying to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. You see your parents getting older, their hair graying, their hands trembling. You realize they were once like you, hopeful, young, full of plans. And now they're just tired too. The same cycle repeating. Born, conditioned, worked, aged, forgotten. You start to see death everywhere, not just in funerals, but in everyday moments, in friendships that fade, in dreams you abandon, in versions of yourself that die quietly in the mirror. You realize everything you love will eventually disappear. Your friends, your family, the person you can't imagine living without. All of them will go, some slowly, some suddenly. And there's nothing you can do about it. One day, you'll be sitting in the same chair, in the same house, and you'll notice the silence is louder. Someone you love won't be there anymore. The world won't pause. It won't even blink. You'll cry quietly, wipe your tears, and go back to work the next day because life doesn't wait for your grief. And one day, it'll be your turn to go. No big announcement, no dramatic ending, just gone. The people who loved you will mourn, post something nice, and then they'll move on too. Your things will be sold, your photos deleted, your voice forgotten. The world will keep spinning like you never existed. That's the truth most people can't handle. You can give everything to life, and it still won't give anything back. You can play by the rules, work hard, love deeply, and still lose. Life doesn't owe you meaning. It never did. But maybe that's what makes it both tragic and beautiful. Because even knowing all this, you still try. You still wake up. You still hope. You still love. Something in you refuses to quit even when you understand it's all temporary. Maybe that's the most human thing of all. To keep walking even when the road leads nowhere. To keep loving even when love always ends. To keep hoping even when you know the ending never changes. You start to see meaning differently, not as some grand cosmic truth, but in small fleeting things. A laugh with someone you love, a night sky after a long day, music that hits so hard you forget how empty you felt, moments that don't last, but while they do, they feel infinite. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all life was ever supposed to be. A collection of fleeting moments before the silence returns. You'll never escape the meaninglessness, but you can learn to live with it. To find peace not in purpose, but in presence. Not in what lasts, but in what exists now. Because maybe the point was never to win. Maybe it was to simply experience, to feel everything before it's gone. The pain, the love, the confusion, the joy. The whole messy, beautiful, pointless thing. And maybe that's what gives life its quiet meaning. That we live, knowing we'll lose it all, but still choose to live anyway. That we love, knowing it will end, but still give it everything. That we try, even when there's no guarantee of reward. Because even in a meaningless world, choosing to exist, choosing to feel, choosing to care, is the loudest act of rebellion there is. You weren't asked to exist. You were thrown into this chaos without a reason. But you're here, and somehow, despite everything, you still get up, still breathe, still try. Maybe that's the real miracle. Not that life has meaning, but that you do. That you, in all your brokenness and confusion, still have the courage to face another day in a world that promised you nothing. That's not weakness. That's not delusion. That's defiance. Life will always be meaningless, but that doesn't mean it's empty, because meaning isn't something you find. It's something you create, even if it's just for a moment, before it fades away. And maybe that's all you need, a moment that feels real before the silence swallows it all again.